Allie J. Welcome back to my channel. This week's been crazy with the start of all of our spring cleaning, and it's been amazing. So I'm not complaining at all. It's just been a lot, and a lot of trips to the Goodwill, all of those things, which is awesome. I wanted to take a second and talk about just the highs and lows that go along with raising a child with a disability. If you have a child with a disability, you know. If you don't, maybe this will help you understand a little bit more. About 3 weeks ago, we went through our kind of twice a year with therapy, going through his evaluations to see where he's scoring. So those times are always very stressful and can really just evoke lots of emotion in you. Numerous times throughout the year, whether your child's in therapy or in school, like if they have an IEP, you go through these times where they have to test them and score them to see if they continue to qualify for the services they're getting, and also just to see where they're at. And they always make goals for them to see, are we meeting these goals? Have we surpassed them? What should we be working on next? All of those things. So it's super important. I know all of this. But it can also be really, really emotional and mentally exhausting. All of those things as well. It's crazy because in our family with our son, I can see this progression and things that he's doing and he's accomplishing, and it's amazing, and we're so encouraged and we celebrate all of that. That's super important, I think, for everyone, just to know, celebrate all the things. Even the seemingly small things, celebrate all of them, because you will have moments that are going to be really tough. And so if you have those things that you can just cling on to in those times, it's so helpful. I know this, and I still struggle when it comes time for evaluations and things. More often than not, well, always, honestly, for us so far, every time our son gets evaluated, his scores are always very low. And I know that they're going to be, because though he's making so much progress, I also know he's very behind where he should be for his age. So I try and tell myself and prepare, and it's okay, because he's doing all these things. But even still, when it comes and then you're sitting face to face with a therapist and they're sharing, here's the percentile he's in, this is what his score was, these are the things he should be doing but isn't or can't, all of that, it is like a punch to the gut every time. So I want you to know, if you are feeling any of those things, you might be in that season right now, you are not alone. Maybe you're hearing this and oh my goodness, yes, every time I feel the same way. Again, you are not alone. It's helpful for me to know that other people are going through this as well. And it is hard, and it's just this constant, you're just raising a child with a disability. There's ups and downs all the time. And that can be exhausting, and emotionally it can just wreak havoc on you. So having people around you supporting you is important. One of the biggest things that I've learned, now my son is only 7, so it's not like he's 16 and we've been doing this forever, but he's 7, so we've been doing it for 7 years. Finding a team of doctors and therapists and teachers, all of those things that you trust and that are a huge support for you is so imperative. So I want to encourage you to, if you have people or therapists or doctors that you're just it just doesn't feel right, or you don't like the plan that they have set up for your child, whatever that might be, just know you have the power. Be confident in just knowing your child and to be able to say, you know what, this isn't working and I need someone else. Because without a strong support around you, it will make everything else so much more difficult. We have been through, luckily, our pediatrician is incredible. She was kind of the core of everything and helped us navigate and find the right specialists, therapists. We've been through a couple, and that's okay. So know that you're not crazy having to look for someone else if it's just not the right fit, because everybody's not the right fit for you. And when you're journeying through something like raising your child, you want the right people surrounded by you. So it's okay to be picky. It's okay to say this isn't right and I need someone else. All of that is okay. So I want to just give you that freedom, because sometimes I know it can be like, well, this is what it is, and that's not the case. So go and find your people. My son is homeschooled like my 3 daughters are. He wasn't always, though. We had put him in the special education preschool that was in our school district, and that was lovely, and everyone there was so wonderful. It was an incredible experience. Once he hit kindergarten, we knew that we wanted to homeschool him, and so we made that decision. I don't know if this is all states or not. I feel like it is, but you can get therapy services through your school district even if you decide to go to a private school or decide to homeschool like we did. Will still provide you with services through the school district. So we started with that in his kindergarten year, which would have been last year. The 23-24 season. So started that September of 2023, and it never quite felt right. I just was like, this isn't it. This is not, these are not. I just didn't feel like he was getting the best that he could have been, but I stuck with it. And then come January 2024, I had a Zoom call with all of his therapists. This exactly what we're talking about here, this like where they evaluated him, and now we're talking through where he's at, what things are looking like. And on that call, everyone couldn't be there, which I understand that. His speech therapist was one of the people that could not be there. And so they were reading her thoughts, statements on things, where he's at, all of that. And at one point, they said, this therapist says his speech was unintelligible. And I don't even know what else they said after that, because I was just like thrown back. And I'm like, hold on, what did she say about his speech? She said, again, she says that his speech is unintelligible. And my stomach I was sick. It was my birthday also this day, and I didn't even know how to respond. But it was honestly, I guess, what I needed, because though I know you don't know my son exactly, but what I can tell you is at that time, he was not unintelligible. There were definite words and things, but he was doing really well. And even out at restaurants, we make our kids order their own food and drinks, and he was doing that. I mean, weekly, whenever we were out somewhere, he would order his food and was able to do it. And people, you have teenagers who are, waiting on us and knew what he wanted. And so using that word to describe him, it was hurtful. I had so many emotions that went on, but it was honestly what I needed, just to say, okay, this isn't it. This is not working. And I ended up pulling him out of the school district, which again it was a crazy decision to make, because then I needed to find therapies for him. Once I pulled him out, they made it very clear, like, this is not, you can't just throw him back in. If you want him, I understood. I'm like, I get it, I know, and I'm deciding to make this choice. It was very scary at first, and it did take a lot of time and energy to go back through. We decided to go through Children's Hospital and go through, then again, he had to go through all the evaluations to see if he qualified to get services, and then, get him on the schedule for all of, and he does occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy. So it was a lot, and it was a lot on him, I know, because those evaluations, if you've been through them, they can be really long, like 2 hours of being evaluated. And, obviously it's things that they struggle with, so it's difficult for them. They don't necessarily always enjoy it, but so it was a process. And I knew when I made the decision to pull him, like, this is okay. This is going to be tough, but I think it's the right thing. And 100% was the right thing. We found our people, and we found therapists that genuinely love and care for him and are so supportive. Not to say that we don't have those difficult conversations, but I trust them. And I know, even though I go home and I'm sad and bummed, these are people, though, that I can share that with. And they are so encouraging in saying, yes, I know this doesn't, on paper, this is tough, but look at all these things just in the short amount of time we've had him that he's been able to do. And that's what you need. You need people like that, just cheering you on, cheering your child on, and saying, we've got him. I know, yep, there's work to be done, but that's why we're here, and we're gonna take it on together. I know there are tough seasons, and I want you to know, like I said earlier, you are not alone. That's something that I need to hear myself, and it is a wild journey. It is constantly, you're up mountains, down in valleys, you're all over the place, and I know that, but there is support. Find your people, find your family, find the people that will pour into your child, the people that will love them as if they were their own. That's what we have done, and it is been incredible. Still, those tough days and tough weeks that we go through, you can make it through, and there will be sunshine on the other side. And then you might go through another stormy season, but the sun will always come back. If I could just come through the camera and give you a hug and just say you are seen and you are loved and cared for and supported, I would. So just know that is what I'm doing right now. I would love to hear any and all stories of things that you've gone through, or just any questions that you might have, or just to vent in a comment. Please do. That's what I want my channel to be. So feel free. Would love to see your comments. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, thank you for joining me on my little corner of YouTube.